Hi and welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom. This is a sci-fi movie review and we'll be having a look at Mad Max 2, aka The Road Warrior. This is obviously a sequel to the original Mad Max, although it was actually kind of packaged as a kind of standalone film, at least in America. This one again stars Mel Gibson, and we'll have Chris give us a brief outline on the plot here.
Again, this one, similar to the original, it's set in a post-apocalyptic world. This time I think they've actually had a nuclear war. Mel Gibson's character Max is no longer a policeman. He's just like everyone else. They're like scavengers, and they're the basic premise for the film is everyone's searching for oil and fuel, and basically it's a battle. And it sounds quite simplistic, but it's kind of a battle between the good and the bad people to try and get this oil and fuel for their, to operate their machinery and cars and things. But in this one, I think it's more, it's definitely a better movie than the first one because there's a lot more action in it. And it's, again, it's very violent. I think, would you say the budget's
the budget, is obviously they put a bit more money towards it. There's a bit more, sort of character to it. I mean, the landscape feels a lot more sort of apocalyptic. The characters seem, a little bit more kind of, fantasy and sci-fi, if you know what I mean. And,
the way they're dressed as well,
kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they're a little bit more sort of, kind of out there, more of a kind of what you traditionally think of a post-apocalyptic sort of movie. This is kind of thing. And then, like I said, Mad Max is really the sort of template for a lot of these kind of like little cheaper ones, but you had some really sort of good characters, I think, as well. You had Vernon Wells as kind of one of the kind of the sort of the main bad guys, and Humongous was it Humongous?
Humongous, yeah.
Was kind of the other one, and then they get the feral kid, and you had the Virginia Hay, I think her name is. So it's like the female sort of Amazon warrior woman, and it's quite interesting.
And then you had the gyrocopter guy as well.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name.
Bruce, wasn't it?
Bruce Spence played him. Yeah, I don't know what his character's called, but.
And so there was lots of kind of interesting characters. Whilst I think if you look at the first Mad Max, there was only really Mad Max was then the only really. I can't really think of any other characters from Mad Max, but with Mad Max 2 or Road Warrior,
it's a lot more iconic than the first one.
And then obviously the main thing with the Mad Max 2 film is that kind of the end sort of sequence where they're kind of the driving sequence with all the cars. I mean, that was kind of one of the best, I think, sort of motor, I don't know what you want to call it, kind of like action sequences involving kind of land-based vehicles. And it's quite a long sequence, chase sequence. Yeah, but it was really good, and again, all the sort of the designs of the kind of the different vehicles, each one was kind of different, and they looked kind of cool. There was lots of sort of decent stunts and kind of things like that, and it was it wasn't quite. I don't think it's quite as violent as the first film. I don't think, but. There are some. There's obviously a lot of sort of characters, deaths and things like that. So there is some pretty decent stunts and that sort of thing. But I think it's far more iconic. It's a far more fun movie to watch. I mean, Mad Max again, played by Mel Gibson, not the most talkative of characters, admittedly, but he's
because he's not got a lot of dialogue, has he? But he, I don't know. I guess that was kind of his.
It's kind of like the man with no name, like the Clint Eastwood style. That kind of character.
And he did it quite well, didn't he? And, I think as well, this is another example of, a rare example of a sequel actually being better than the original. It doesn't happen a lot. But in this case, I think, definitely The Road Warrior or Mad Max 2 is definitely it's definitely better than.
So what would you rate it then?
I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll go about an 8.5 actually. What did you think of it? Leave us a comment and we'll look for the next time. Bye for now.